Hey everybody, it's Pastor Scott, and this is Real Talk. This is our weekly video check-in series where we get an opportunity to share what's going on inside the walls of the church, in our community, and in our own lives. And so we are going to be busy over the next month or so with different topics that we're going to use for Real Talk. I'm going to have a chance to spend some time with the Aries and talk about the closet and what's going on over there. We're going to meet with the people from Link and find out all the different things that they are doing and preparing for. I'd like to spend some time with our preschool and talk to Anna and have her share some things that are going on at the preschool as they get ready to close this calendar year and get ready for next calendar year. And then we have Advent and Christmas and New Year's, and yeah, there's a lot of stuff getting ready to happen. So this week was a good week for me just to say, let's slow down and just reflect. Let's take a minute and think back to what this last year has meant to us. And so I'm going to share a couple of things that I was thinking about this morning on the drive in, and then I'm going to ask you some questions for you to reflect on between now and the time that you have the busyness of either visiting family or hosting family, spending time with friends and family over the holidays, and all the things that you might be thankful for. So it was actually a year ago yesterday. I had just had a meeting with IBM, and I was in a situation where I didn't have an appointment last year, and I was told I was getting an appointment by one of the people I interviewed with, and then I don't know what happened, but they made a decision to go with somebody else, and so I was kind of bitter and trying to figure out, maybe this is a sign, maybe I shouldn't be going into ministry. Like, what is happening here? And so yesterday, a year ago, I had a meeting with IBM, and they offered me a position in sales leadership. And I remember I was not all in on the interview process, and they were taking some recommendations from some people that I had worked with, and said, "Look, if it's your job if you want it." And I told them I needed to think about it, and at the end of the day, I reached back out to them and told them I was going to decline the position. And I thought about it as I hung up the phone, and I thought, am I an idiot for what I just did? I just turned down a position with IBM, a great company that has great benefits and great culture, making more money than I would ever have made in the corporate world that I had been in. And I just said, no thanks. And I told them the reasons for it were that I wasn't passionate about being in sales leadership anymore, that my passion was really focused on being in ministry. Even though I didn't have an appointment or a job or a position, if you will, I was just focused on the benefits that ministry provide that IBM can't. And so I declined. And boy, was that was tough. And over the next few weeks, it was really difficult. And I just prayed and I said, something's going to work out, something's going to happen. And so when I got a call from the district superintendent, Sarah Calvert, about an opportunity to come here to Herndon and to go out and meet with Jonathan and spend some time with him and just see if we were a fit together, whether we felt that we might be able to connect and that it made sense for me to come in and take the position of director of congregational care and adult discipleship at the time. And I'm so thankful I did. This past year has been amazing, and I'm going to share something more about this later. But just the beauty of what this past year has meant. Declining that job with IBM was really, really difficult, but I look at all the relationships that have happened, all the different wonderful things that have been very affirming in my life in ministry, and the things that have happened. It's just been, I couldn't have written it up any better. To work with a great leader, mentor, and more importantly, friend like Jonathan has been amazing. This amazing staff, where it's honestly a very fun culture, but it's also a culture that we can challenge each other. There have been many times where I said, "Hey, how about this?" and everybody's like, "No, are you kidding?" And it's just been it's hard to explain unless you're in it, but it's just been fun to be with this great group of people. And so that's the number one thing I'm most thankful for is that I said no to IBM, and then I was able to come here to Herndon and work with this great group of people and be in ministry with this wonderful congregation, and this community has just been, yeah, it's been awesome. And there's other things that have happened. I think about like, and some of you might be aware and understand this yourself, but we have kids. My kids too. That a year ago were struggling, and this year they're thriving, and it's just it's more fun to be in on this side of that hill than it was last year, being on the other side where we weren't sure what was going to happen next and how we were going to be able to move forward, and now our three girls are just doing great, and they're thriving, and they're amazing kids, and they're going to change the world. um, I'm just so excited for what's going to happen with them, and just being part of that, and for me also just education. I'm thankful for the education that I'm able to receive, that I'm able to even attend, that I'm able to pay for through student loans. As much as I hate student loans, I am thankful to be able to have that opportunity and to be able to learn. And this, I'm probably 30 years behind where I should have been in this whole learning process, but I think this is just, it makes it better for me and who I am. Um, what comes with this ministry and being here. I also am a chaplain now with the Herndon Police Department, and that's been really important for me. If you remember one of my first sermons, I shared how my house burned down December 13th, 1984, and I'll never forget it because I remember sitting in the back seat of the fire chief's car, and the chaplain was holding my hand, and now here I am as a chaplain, and it's a really meaningful piece for me, and I'm really excited about it. And I also think about all those wonderful people that have moved on, that have gained the eternal promise. I think about a year ago, we didn't even know my nephew had Lou Gehrig's disease, ALS, and now he's gone. And how quick that was, and how tough that is, but also what a blessing it is. And I think about all the people that I've encountered here in this community that are no longer here. I think about the Bev Harrises. I think, about some friends that are outside of this community that are no longer here. I think about all the tragic things in the world and wars and everything else. But with all that, I am so thankful for this past year. So my questions to you are, what are you thankful for? If you were to reflect on this last year, if you did what I did this morning and flipped through your calendar or looked at it on the computer like I did, and just look at all the different events, and just take time this week before the busyness of meeting with family, and just think about it. Maybe even write it down on a post-it note like I did. What are you thankful for? I'm thankful for you. Have a great week.